You are watching the Midtable and Up podcast highlights. Please put your foot through that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, as well as Spotify and the podcasts app.
Out of just footballers and stats and all that shit. So the number 10 that I've number 9 I know how to count, is Jose Mourinho.
Okay, I'll go in. He's my number 5. No, 6. Number 6 as well, Jose Mourinho.
George, did you have him?
No, I didn't. And you know what, now that you've said him, I'm kind of thinking, actually, that's a really good shout. I really hadn't... I don't know why, he just didn't enter my brain for some reason when I thought...
Because he's a special one, mate.
Yeah. No, go on, mate, yeah. Elaborate. What would be your ideal scenario for meeting Jose Mourinho?
Oh, me and Jose, we would, we'd...
Couple of pints and spoons?
A couple... Well, it would be more, we would end up both having our flight cancelled from somewhere to London, and it's just me and him. This is getting a bit weird. It's almost like we're on a date. But no, I could talk to him.
You could do much worse, man.
He is a...
Yeah, you'd be lucky to go on a date with Jose Mourinho, mate.
I mean, if I text the boys in the group chat, "Oi, boys,
I think we'd all be
Jose
over there.
Mourinho has just bought me dinner." I reckon he would treat me well.
Anyway,
moving on from just my relationship ambitions with him. Hey, he sounds like a good fella. He's a bit of a nutter. He's very says what he thinks and doesn't give a fuck about the repercussions, which I like. And I could thank him for confirming that Spurs is going to win the league.
As far as Mourinho is concerned, obviously you did allude to some of the stuff that he says, obviously. How much of that do you think is a public persona for, the cameras and the media, and obviously how much of that would you say is his own personality? Again, obviously, I mentioned earlier about Zlatan and wondering whether he's the same in his private life as he is publicly. And Mourinho, I think it's kind of a similar thing for me, because you've got this huge character that is Jose Mourinho, and is he going to have that winning mentality throughout everything?
No, mate, there's no way when the Monopoly board comes out that Mourinho isn't like, I'm playing to win.
Christmas Day, the family are playing Monopoly, and then while none of his kids and his missus are looking, he's just helping himself to the money from the bank,
Absolutely no doubt in my mind that Mr. Mourinho is doing
that is Jose Mourinho in and out. But
I mean, you talk about the public persona. I think the way he acts with the media now is much closer to him in real life.
Yeah.
Compared to how he was that first time at Chelsea when he comes in, I'm the special one. And then I know when he came back to Chelsea, it's like, now I'm the happy one. I think now you see... So that was at a time when he was continuously winning.
Yeah.
And he kind of had that. He just had to build that character for himself. Now, I think he doesn't give as much of a fuck. Like, he's won it all. Like, he doesn't need to be so cocksure and arrogant about stuff. So I think the way he acts now is much closer to him as a person, as a man. I think you see that in that Spurs documentary, like the way he acts in that. I think shows that he had a much more personality than before, but obviously, when you're working your way up, you just got to show no weakness. Now it's like, well, I've won it all, so I might as well just be more normal.
Definitely. I mean, obviously as well, because you did, different circumstances, different points of his career. I mean, would you also say as well, especially over the last few years, probably really over the last 5 years or so, things really, it's easily been the worst period of his career in terms of silverware. Obviously, he won a League Cup and a Europa League at Man United, but since that last title at Chelsea 5 years ago, at least when you look at his previous record prior to that point, this is a real dry spell for him in terms of silverware right now. And as you said, obviously he's at a different time in his career than he was when he first joined at Chelsea, because he is the established man now that he wasn't really when he joined Chelsea. If Chelsea hadn't gone well first time round, he might have never had another big club again. But do you think that also now that the last 5 years or so, we've really kind of seen him under circumstances where things haven't gone well, and rather than sort of play it off charismatically like he would have really done for the interviews back in the day, do you think that, maybe suffering defeats or whatever, it kind of has him sitting there saying, you know what, I can't be bothered with this. I'm just gonna focus on the football side of it? Because obviously if you look, there is a very different, Jose Mourinho comes across very differently now than he did back when he first started at Chelsea, and or do you think it's where, as what you alluded to, Simon, it's just a case of he doesn't give a fuck because he is the guy now? Or do you think that maybe if he started winning things regularly again, we'd get that character of Jose Mourinho that first emerged at Stamford Bridge in 2004?
I think he's grown up, personally. I think he's grown up in maturity wise. I think losing or being at some clubs where he didn't do what he really needed to do or what they expected of when they signed Jose Mourinho maybe set that about. So I think part of it that he's grown up and just matured. And I think the other thing is I think, as Simon said, he's just won everything he needs to win, and he's a bit more sure of himself, where I think before perhaps he was a bit more Jose Mourinho the performer. Now he's just Jose Mourinho
the manager, basically. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All right, then.
That's the final whistle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Midtable and Up podcast. If you enjoy our top 10 lists, please make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what you would have done differently. If you watch this episode on YouTube, make sure to put your foot through that subscribe button and leave a like on the video, as well as follow us on Spotify, the podcast app, to keep up to date with the series. Thank you very much. See you next time.